all of the pasta, $12, and get rid of those. And I'm going to make these $13 so that dash space dollar sign 13. That way, if I lose a little money on the seafood, I'll make a little more on the other stuff. So it'll all work out. I like the idea of things being easy. Okay, and the seafood. The catfish has a small and a large size, and I like that. So I'm going to make a small and a large size there. And get rid of that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other items on the menu. Okay, and of course, seafood's more. That's interesting. I would think seafood would be more expensive. But here, it's the other, the chicken, steak, and pork that's more expensive. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so now we have this better organized, and we're going to take a look at it. I think that looks a lot better. We have a little problem here. This is completely different typeface. That's a sans serif, and it's looks like Arial. And then some of these aren't bolded, so we'll have to fix that. And then again, we have a problem with the length of the menu, but I think it's getting better. Quite honestly, I think we can get rid of one or two of the things in the menu. But first, I just want to make sure. I don't know why, if you highlight the row between, you get a different font. Okay, just making sure that this is all bold. It may say it's bold, that's because part of it is, but I'm just going to highlight the whole thing and click bold again. To make that uniform. Okay. Now, I am going to make this more readable by putting more space between the names of the dishes and their explanation. I think the word noodles is redundant, except for this one, tubular noodles, that and flat and wide noodles. But if you say manicotti, if you say fettuccine, I think people assume they're noodles. And we have an issue with space, so I'm going to take that out. I don't know, maybe someone who owns an Italian restaurant will shake their head at me and say she'll never make money as a restaurateur, but that's just me. I have some dots left over there. Okay, and I am going to take out an item here, just because for our class, an item here, the goal is to make it look good, and it really doesn't matter if we have one less thing on our menu. And another thing is I want to be sure that everything is spelled right, so I'm going to go through everything, and here is the name of the salad on a different line from the description. I'm also going to take each item on the menu and I'm going to make sure that this is just a description of what comes with it, so that doesn't get indented, just so that we have a little bit more uniformity here. Okay, and I want to make sure everything is spelled right and looks great. Can you see anything that needs to be changed here? Just let me know. Okay, it looks good. And great. Okay, so I'm going to press that, and now we see that any items on the menu that go on to the next line, they need a few more indented spaces. But that's starting to look really good. Okay, and it also fits, right? Now that we've deleted those two menu items. Okay, that fits. I'm just going to go in and change. Yeah, you can't see which ones are going to go to the next line. So I'm going to do this. Okay, Alfredo sauce and A, because that's where, see, that's where it ended there. So this is where it's going to end here. And that way I can go to each. I'll do 1, 2, 3. All right, that's not working. Why not? Oh, because it's in the middle of a, okay. You have to press enter, enter, 1, 2, 3, and then it indents it, enter, 1, 2, 3. Enter, 1, 2, 3, and this one, enter, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and check on that. There we go. Oh, now we have a little problem down there that we have. Okay, and this, you can also edit a little in here. I know Kevin Pugh doesn't like it. Okay, let's see, will that work? Onion, there. And you just make sure that it's lined up with the other things. Yeah, see, it wasn't quite right. Crab. Enter, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the rest worked, and now we have no problem with it fitting on the page. And I did have a little room there. Okay, the next thing we need to do, and we'll look at it. That looks pretty good. Sometimes if you make it smaller, and you look at the whole page, the page as a whole, and you see how it's laid out. It looks pretty good. The next thing we're going to do is to look for graphics. Okay, if we go back to the assignment where it says Italian restaurant clip art, and that takes you to a clip art search on Google. And we're not going to choose anything that has pizza on it because we don't have any pizza on our menu. So let's say some of these will have a watermark of the company that they came from. And that's okay because you're just going to use it for this situation. We're going to get more into copyright and copyright infringement in another lesson. You're not going to use this to sell it. It's just for this assignment. So I'm going to copy this image here, and I'm going back to Scribus, and I'm going to create a graphic box. I'll right click and paste image from clipboard. Okay. Now I want this to be pretty big. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to adjust the image to the frame. And then I'll go back and adjust the frame to the image. And I'm going to move this to the bottom of the page. Problem, huh? This image is on top of the items on the menu. So what I'm going to do is create levels. I'm lowering this image to the bottom. And now the image is underneath, but the problem is it's too dark and you can't see it. So I'm going to right click and oh no, now it's, see the text is on top. So for the moment I'm going to lower that so I can click on the image, which has a different menu, and I'm going to image effects and I'm going to go to brightness, and this will show you what happens. And I'm just washing it out so that we click OK, and then I'm going to put this underneath, and now you can see the image. And for the last one I did, I used a different image, but it's the same effect. You can see the image, you can see the colors, you can see the food, but it's underneath. I once had a student who, let me lower this so that you can, who took this and took an image and put it under the entire thing. And let's see if we can, no, it doesn't go any bigger. And it was a different kind of, there in the middle, it was a different kind of menu, but you get the idea. Whoops. Okay, level, lower. Okay. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Maybe it should be a little centered. So I'm going to press my arrow key. There. There we go. Now I'm going to get another image. How about this one, the guy in a gondola? And we're going to copy image, and I'm going to put it up here. Image frame, paste from clipboard. Okay, adjust image to frame. And you can play with that, but that's basically the idea. Okay, and we did work with layers. It's different than the layers that Kevin showed you in the other video, but you have a layer underneath and a layer on top. And you have this image on top of, it's actually on top of this text. And that is my menu. Let's see if I can make this one bigger. This is similar, different images. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.